I just finished watching. I was halfway through the third quarter, and I'm watching them. We're running the ball on them because they have a light box, and we started running the ball on them in the third quarter. And I don't understand. What were we looking at? What were we looking at? I don't understand.
In the first half.
Yeah.
Yeah, where you scored no points.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. But anyway, the other guy is 33 years old now, Russell Wilson, 33. And I'm looking at his numbers. This is the only year that he hasn't started every game.
Yeah.
You realize that?
Yeah.
Like how durable he has been?
He's been
16
very durable.
for 16 in every season leading up to this. This year he's played in 8 games, started all of them, but he had a couple games where he lost due to that finger injury. And in every year that he's played, except one, okay, he's had double-digit wins.
Wow.
I mean, I'm just going to start off as a rookie, 11-5, 13-3, 12-4, 10-6, 10-5-1, 9-7, 10-6, 11-5, 12-4, and this year he will not get there. But he missed a couple games too. But isn't that amazing?
It is. You talk about longevity. I can remember us talking about that also when we were talking about Wentz being here and Wentz's ability, to stay on the field and when we were playing against them and he got knocked out the game against when Jadeveon Clowney knocked him out the game. We're talking about, his longevity is put into question because he can never stay healthy. He'll never be in the league. He'll never be a Russell Wilson. And that's how we got into talking about Russell Wilson. He's always healthy. He's always on the field. He plays through this. He's a tough guy.
He avoids hits.
Right.
He really avoids hits, and does a lot of running around. And last night was really interesting. It became kind of a theme of the game as it went on. He didn't target DK Metcalf until late in that football game.
Yep.
In fact, I had to tweet out somewhere around the third quarter. I'm wondering if DK Metcalf's father has an Instagram account. Because then we could have DK's dad, going through the all 22 film saying that Russell Wilson is avoiding him and trying to not throw him the football. It was crazy, though. I mean, how do you not go to that guy?
Oh, you can't say that he wasn't open. He was open. He just didn't.
He had to have been open a few times, right?
Right. I don't understand it, man. Just like I went back and watched our game again.
No.
And there were a couple of times where guys were open, but I couldn't believe that the Giants played, their defensive coordinator, Graham, he played coverage as opposed to stopping the run. He didn't care anything about the run. You could have run over them all day long.
Right.
He had a light box. It was a 6-man box the entire game.
Yeah, but Sirianni saw something. He saw matchups that they liked going through the air. I read all about it.
It's ridiculous.
Yep.
Ridiculous. Now that I looked at the film over again, I'm even madder now than I was.
Right.
I shouldn't have did it to myself, but I'm hard-headed, man, and I did.
Yeah. Well, you're a glutton for punishment.
And I went through and I watched the game over and over. I watched it not 2 times. I would say 1 3/4 times.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I just jumped on, real quick with us because I just finished watching. I was halfway through the third quarter, and I'm watching them. We're running the ball on them because they have a light box, and we started running the ball on them in the third quarter. And I don't understand. What were we looking at? What were we looking at? I don't understand.
In the first half.
Yeah.
Yeah, where you scored no points.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I don't know, man. I didn't see what they saw. Maybe I'm not seeing enough, but I definitely didn't see what they saw as far as, not running the rock.
Well, I mean, like when they started to run the ball in the third quarter, what did you see? Because from what I remember, that was a lot of quarterback runs, whether they were designed runs or not. He ran the ball quite a bit.
They were designed for him to run the ball, and that's the difference. They were designed. He was the focal point in that third. They ran a read option, and if the defensive end stayed wide, he would keep it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? If he crashed, then he would give it to the running back. They would, And usually when they run that read option, because they would pull the backside guard and tackle also. You know what I'm saying? So if you watch that, they pull the backside guard and tackle, read option on the backside going away. And if they, if the defensive end followed the pulling tackling guard, then he would hand it off to the running back and he would scoot through. And it probably went for about 30 yards or 20 yards on that play if the defensive end would have, followed him. But he didn't. He stayed on the outside. It was good defense by them for him to stay wide like that. And he would just keep the ball, pull the ball, keep it, and he'd get like 6 yards or 7 yards.
And
so
it really took until their third possession of the second half for them to start doing this.
Exactly.
Because the second possession ended in an interception. And the first possession, they went and Sanders had a big run for 27 yards, the first play of the second half. Then they went to Boston Scott, 2 plays in a row, and they're at 3rd and 2. And this was the 3rd and 2 and 4th and 2 where they threw the football both times and turned it over on downs. Exactly. Then the next possession, interception. So it even took until the third possession where they're banging their heads up against the wall with nothing getting accomplished until they even started doing this, where he was in a shotgun.
You look at the stream, and it said, Lurie got in their ear. I'm starting to believe it now because there is no rhyme or reason why they were running the ball. I mean, why they were throwing the ball that much. There's no rhyme or reason.
I bet they thought, hey, this Giants team, we can come in here. We can do what we really want to do and beat this team. Let's just throw the football. Right. Let's show everybody that we're not just this run-heavy, boring team. Let's just throw it. We can beat them. They stink.
And that's exactly why we lost. And I'm almost to a point where I'm glad we lost because they tried to do it a different way. Yeah. Why try to do it in a different way? What you're doing works. Don't deviate from it. You look at a team like New England. Why am I making references about New England now? Because they do it the right way. They do it the same way, and you can't stop what we do. We're going to continue to do it. That's how you win championships, man. Doing what you do best, not what you think that the other team is and try to counter with. You don't win football games like that. That's not how you win winning football. You do what you do. You don't worry about what everybody else is doing.
What did Washington do last night? They pounded Gibson. That Gibson had a hell of a game last night.
Him and McKinley.
Yeah. McKissick. And then he got hurt. Yeah. They had to come and take him out in the cart. But then I understand he was walking around talking to everybody in the locker room afterwards. So I don't know really what went on with him. but I mean, they just ran the football. Then they'd find Logan Thomas, who they got back from injury. He's a big part of what they do, and play defense.
That's all you have to do, man. That's all you have to do. Yeah. Run the ball and play defense. It wins.
Yeah. It wins. Winning 17-15, though, isn't sexy enough for Jeffrey Lurie.
Exactly. I don't care how you do it, as long as, like I say all the time, I don't care what you call me, just as long as you call me. You know what I'm saying? Right. That's what it should. It should be. I don't care how we're winning, but we're winning. And that's the formula. Great defense and running the ball equals championships. I've seen it all before. I won one because of it. Steelers won a bunch of them because of that. Mm-hmm. Tampa Bay won it because of that.
Yep.
Just go down the line. You go down the line.
You heard Riddick talk about it last night.
Yep, exactly.
About what the ability to run the football effectively does to the defense that you're up against. He went through it. He was really good last night. I was glad I got to kind of focus in on that broadcast for once because I enjoyed him. He's good.
I love Riddick, man.
Yeah,
because he puts it into layman's terms. He doesn't try to overtalk people.
No,
and give all these phrases. You know what I'm saying, that nobody knows what the hell you're talking about. I understand them, but the average football, guy that watching football doesn't really understand. Like, you could break down cover 2 all you want to, but if you don't explain what exactly cover 2 is, and that's why I try to do it also. I try to explain what I'm talking about, so my mom can understand it.
Right.
If my mom can understand it, then I'm good.
And on the touchdown that Seattle scored late, he did a great job of breaking that down because Landon Collins had to come off the field with an injury.
Right.
Like 2 or 3 plays earlier, and they got the backup in there, and they're running deep cover 2, and he's like the safety screwed up. Landon Collins is in there. That guy's probably not that open.
No, if Landekau was in there, he would have faded towards him a little bit. But so since it was the guy that wasn't used to being in there, it opened up because he's looking. His eyes were, looking where they're not supposed to be, and all you need to look away is 1 second, and a guy gains like 3 or 4 inches on you, on a route or 3 or 4 feet on you on a route, and it keeps from doing it. When they say it's a game of inches, it's definitely a game of inches.
Yeah,
I mean, you look at that pass that Brady threw to Gronk over the seam. There's a little seam route over the linebacker and in between the safety. Come on, man. You talk about a game of inches. If that ball would have been 2 inches too low or 2 inches high, it wouldn't have been a completion. But it's just that much of the detail that makes, a great play, or it could be a very bad play. You know what I'm saying?
Now, on the stream, Justin Skinner says, I woke up this morning hoping to hear breaking news about the release of Aguilar. So you're combining Raygor and Aguilar. I can't do Nelson Aguilar like that. He wasn't like. I mean, come on, he was better than this guy.
He at least got better in his career, man. He worked it a little bit. He gave you a little bit, man. He's not giving me anything, man, and I'm just starting to think it's not his fault. It's not his fault. Our expectations are too big. That's what it is.
Well, no, our expectations are fair from where he was drafted.
Right.
It's the general manager who screwed up.
Well, there it is then. Yeah. There it is.
It's not us. Like when we sit here and say, okay, this guy's drafted 20th, 21st, or whatever in the first round, we're expecting the guy to come in here and be a stud.
Well, that's what I tell people all the time. If you could draft the first 3 rounds, you're expected to contribute some way, somehow, early. Now, I mean, you don't have to be a starter, but at least, doing special teams or being on the field and at least competing. It's almost like they have an objective just to put him into the game plan just so Howie doesn't look as bad as he looks.
It seemed forced last week, didn't it?
Yeah, what I'm saying? Just because Justin is doing what he's doing doesn't mean that, that I was gonna say Aguilar, man. Why you got me
Jalen Rager?
Yeah. Hey, you emphasize Ray Gore,
right? Well, there was the one broadcaster that did a game a couple of. I don't know if it was what's his name, Amin and Schlereth, that combo. Yeah. But somebody said Ray Gore, like they really, pronounced it like that. So that's what I was doing.
But man, it's.
I screwed up Norvell and Napier yesterday, Barrett, so don't worry about it. Yeah, I realized what I did after the show. I'm like, I know it's Billy Napier. What did I say? I must have said Mike Norvell, the guy at Florida State. I totally screwed it up. Yeah. Wow. I'm looking here at these drives in this second half, man. I mean, it's apparent when they get right to the third possession. They started off with a pass, then Hurts ran out of the shotgun. Sanders out of the shotgun. Sanders up the middle. Hurts left, ran OB for 13 yards out of the shotgun. Boston Scott off left tackle. Hurts scrambled. Now, that might have been a pass play on 2nd and 5. Who knows? But he scrambled up the middle for 13 yards. Boston Scott up the middle for 12 yards. I mean, you're just clipping off gain after gain after gain. Run.
And we stopped.
Yeah,
we didn't even start. That's the bad part. They didn't even start. I mean, how did the defensive coordinator know that this Eagles team was going to stop running the ball? I mean, how does he know to play coverage as opposed to putting somebody in a box and making it a heavy box? What did he know? What did he find out? What intel did he get to play the game like that? Even in 12 personnel. 12 personnel is a run-dominant offense of personnel package. We've ran that all the time. We ran. I know when we played the Chargers, every time we were in 12 personnel, 13 personnel, we ran it every single time. And yet this defensive coordinator knows to play coverage instead of playing the run.
Yeah.
We have a 6-man box and we don't run it. I'm trying to figure out why. I don't understand why. But that's my problem. I always ask why. Why ask why? Because I'm steady looking at the film and I'm breaking it down. I'm trying to see what's going on. Because in all actuality, the defense played well enough for us to win.
Oh, absolutely, they did. Absolutely.
You know, they kept us in the game.
I mean, you gave up, 13 points. In the NFL, you should win that game pretty much every time.
Anytime you score below 17 points, your defense won.
Right.
Your defense won.
Now I'm smelling a new baritone for this week after you watched the film.
That's exactly what it is. My baritone's going to be, you know, how did Graham know to play coverage instead of with his light box? What did he know? And I'm going to break down a play where I showed it. And I just did it. I'm sending it to him in a little bit.
Yeah.
Crazy. Yeah, man. It's ridiculous.
All right. Jabari Johnson on the stream. What do you think of this, Barrett? Fire Howie, hire Riddick. Those two don't get along
at all. Yeah, he makes it known too.
Right. No bones about it.
Known.
Yeah.
And I think Riddick would be very well, man, because he'll hold himself accountable for his picks.
Mm-hmm.
He'll stand by his picks. He'll give you a logical reason why. Logical reason why, like he fits what we do, is not a logical reason why. It's not like you can't tell me how he fits. How can you say he fits?
Yeah.
In what way, in what capacity is he fitting? I'm trying to figure out what that is.
Well, see, that's the thing. You can't even figure it out. So that's Howie's way of saying, you know, I'm smarter than you. It's about fit. It's something you wouldn't understand.
Well, I don't understand it. And I know more football than he does. Fit. Believe that. Yeah. I know way more football than he does, and I don't understand it. And how about let's not go out and get the right fit.
Let's just get the best player.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I'm not saying go out and get, a guy out of jail, but I'm saying, hey, let's get somebody who can come in here and play, man. You know what I'm saying? If it takes you to, hey, man, chill out a little bit, I'll take that. I want to win, man.
All right. Now, did you see this? I'm looking here. Jeff says, did you guys see the tweet pics of Mailata emotionally walking off the field after the Eagles loss? Do you know what he's talking about?
No, I don't.
At PHL Eagle Nation. I got to check this out on Twitter. I want to see this. I love Mailata too.
Me too, man.
Yeah. Now that might be a jersey worth getting.
Well, you know what? They were talking about that.
Oh, is this it? Okay, yeah. At PHL Eagle Nation. All right. Yeah, there it is. Good job, Xander. Look at that, man. Is that Stoutland he's walking with?
Yeah, that's Stoutland there.
Yeah, the offensive line coach.
I just can't have him crying like that, but I'm pissed off. I'm pissed off with you.
You got to let this go, man. The guy, he might have gone back home to Jersey and played his ukulele on Sunday night.
That would piss me off. I'd be pissed. I'd be so mad, bro. But look, I mean, he's emotionally.
That's what the fans want to see. They want to see that the players want it as much as they do. I'm telling you, that's an instant bond with the fan base right there.
Exactly. Yeah. He cares, man. Right. He cared, and you should care, man, in that capacity.
Mm-hmm.
Just don't be crying on me, man. But I'm good with that.
Yeah.
Hey, good morning, Mom. But yeah,
morning, Mama Brooks.
Yep.
Hey, AJB wants to tell you that your boy Motor City Dan Campbell cries too. He did. He cried. Well, I'd be crying too of tears of joy because I know I'm going to get fired at the end of the year and I'm going to get paid for the next 3 or 4 years what I'm getting paid. That's tears of joy, my man.
The buyout is real.
Oh my goodness.
I'm going to get me a house next to the owner and down there with Doug. I'll be right next
Florida.
door to Doug. Yeah.
Right. I'm going to get me a house on a golf course on the Intercoastal. I'm going to have a boat.
Bro, Doug's down there playing golf with everybody now. He's enjoying life.
Yeah.
He said, I'm glad I'm not up with them nuts. You know what I'm saying? I'm glad I'm not trying to dig us out of this hole.
Right. Yeah, Mailata will cry while plowing your ass over. I agree. Right? He can do both. Both can be true.
And dude, he was housing people,
I know.
He was ripping new ones out there, bro. And you want that, man. It just and you're not gonna have the same game from what's his name? Came in for Kelsey.
Oh, Herbig.
You're not gonna have the same game out of Nate Herbig. You're not.
Right.
He's going to play a lot better from this point on. He went in there. He was ill prepared. You know, that's just a young guy not being prepared enough to go in there and play center.
Yeah.
And, you know, they got to call plays that are different than when you call plays for Kelsey. You know, I was on Birds 365 today.
Oh, yeah?
And, yeah, I was on there today at
8:30
in the morning.
Oh, man.
So I've been working a lot already.
Okay.
But you can't run the same plays that you run for Kelsey when Kelsey's in the game that you run when Nate Herbig's in the game.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what happened, you know, like that holding call on the touchdown.
He's not as athletic. Nobody's as athletic
exactly.
as Kelsey.
You can't pull him around and think that he's going to have the same production that you had with Kelsey. No, that's why he got, you know, the linebacker undercut the block and he held him to keep him from making the play. That's, you know, he lassoed him. He almost choke slammed him.
Kind of hooked him, yep.
So you can't do that. You just can't call plays like that. You can still call other run plays. You just can't play. Now you just run zone plays or run dive plays, run straight ahead because you're not going to be able to slow him down once he gets going in one direction.
Right.
Now having him change the direction, you just can't do that. But have him going straight up and down, going to hit a linebacker, he will pummel some linebackers if you do that. But you just don't want him out in space where they can juke you and do all that stuff. You know, he's not that functional.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty interesting to see Kelsey on the sideline when he had to come out of the game and he's pissed off at himself.
Right.
Probably blaming himself for getting hurt and, you know, and he's let the team. I thought that was pretty interesting that they caught that on camera when they called back the touchdown.
Right.
He's like, I'm in there. That doesn't happen.
He was hot, man.
I don't think he was mad at Herbig. I think he was mad at himself.
He was. He's definitely mad at himself.
Yeah, Kevin Savard, this is the Minshew stash, and it's coming off tomorrow morning.
Well, you know what
the mustache is over. It's the end of November.
Yeah, you keep it on there. You do that. You do that. But what do you think going forward, man? Because they were talking to me on Birds 360. Well, we'll talk about it when we come back from break.
All right.
But we were talking about Minshew and the possibility he might play.
Is that right?
Yeah. So
that was Birds 365 content this morning.
Yeah, man. I'm still in content.
We got to get into that when we return. All right, you're listening to the Middle Tuesday edition. Barrett Brooks, Harry Mays. Smash that like button. We'll be back with more Eagles discussion, and don't forget we got Kevin Kincaid at 12:30. Back in 3.